Hello again, gamers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. We are here at Gen Con with Eleni with Czech Games Edition, CGE. And Eleni's going to be telling us about a couple of their upcoming games that are getting released this fall. We have Starship Captains and Deal with the Devil. So Eleni, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you. Hi, Joss. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Which game would you like to talk about first?
We could talk about Deal with the Devil since we are here. Well, both of the games are going to be released at Essen, and this is the first time you can lay eyes on the prototype of this game. So yeah, let's start with this. It's a very thematic Euro-style game of engine building and secret roles and secret trading. It's designed by Matouš Kotry, who's the designer of Alchemists. So you know that it's a very sort of heavy and deeply thematic game, because this is how the designer likes to make these games. And basically, this is set in medieval era, and players are trying to build grand buildings and make their city. But at the same time, they have secret roles. Two of them are mortals. One of them is the devil, and one of them is the cultist. So players don't know which role they have. There is a companion app who knows who is who. And at the beginning of the game, you're dealt one of these chests, and when you open them, you see what your role is. You get some resources, and depending on your role, you might get some soul fragments. So the mortals get a complete soul, like 3 pieces. The devil is known to have no soul, he gets none, but he gets a lot of resources, like his chest is full of resources. And we have the cultist, who is somewhat in between, has 2 fragments of soul and some resources. So when the game starts, you see your role, and we sort of go into production. There's a production wheel that tells you what resources you get, and in the game the economy is very tight. So you want to be doing deals with other players. The thing is that you don't know who you're trading with, because you can see, like, you use these envelopes after the initial dealing to use them as trading chests, let's say. So you put in here what you're offering, and here what you're looking to get in exchange. So as a mortal, you can only trade resources, right? So you put here your resources and here how much you want to get in exchange, and these are dealt randomly and secretly. So you open the chest, see the proposed deal. You know which player which role this was given from, but you don't know which of the players. So you might take the proposed deal or not, and the devil is the devil can ask for souls. So they can ask for 1 or 2 pieces of soul and gives resources.
Yep.
So
am I correct that the way this works for randomizing is you mix them up, and then the app actually tells you who to give the chest to?
Yeah. Actually, here there's like a code, and then this you scan on the mobile phone, and it tells you which color of player this is given to. So this is completely randomized and secret. So basically, the goal here is to make good deals so that you have enough resources to build your buildings. You can make, like, here is your secret player screen, and then in your turn, after the trading, you then do your actions. You can build buildings, you can get assistance to do some of the things, and one important thing is that you get events, which actually decides whether you go up on the, like, let's say, holy track. So if you do a good thing, you go up towards angel wings. Otherwise, you go towards devil wings. This is important because it's like sort of, if you do a lot of good things, you get an indulgence card, which you can use during Inquisitions. The Inquisitions is a very important part of the game, which I will explain. So in rounds 3 and 5, the game is played over 5 rounds in total. There will be Inquisitions taking place, and depending on how many Inquisitors are open, then each player for each Inquisitor has to display 1 fragment of soul. So if you have sold your soul, or if you're the devil and you haven't managed to get enough souls, you will have a problem. What you can do is you can bribe the Inquisitors secretly, or you can give your indulgence if you manage to have like good conduct, and you can show, oh, I have this. Or if you cannot do it, then you have to face the Inquisitor's penalty, which is usually pretty severe.
Okay.
In the game, you can also take loans. You can make combos of buildings, depending on like their type, and this gives you development achievements, which increases your production wheel. So if you can make sets, then you put this on your production wheel and you produce more next time. And there's a lot of different things that give you points at the end of the game, which is listed over here. And basically you try to sort of keep your role secret throughout the game. Although there are some sort of like witch trials, witch hunts, that players get the chance to punish people for being like, obviously, to having too many resources or building too many buildings, because there's something wrong with that, because the game is very tight. How did you manage to build so many buildings? There's a lot of questions that come in the game. So yeah, that's pretty much deal with the devil.
So correct me if I'm wrong. What we're looking at here is kind of a heavyweight Euro game. You got some cube pushing, some resource management.
Yep.
You got a rondelle, a big rondelle that turns to help you gain resources every round.
Yes.
Combined with a hidden role game, because you got one person being the devil and everyone's trying to figure out who the devil is, because even though people are selling their soul, they don't even know who they're selling it to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the secret trading is more important than secret roles. I mean, it's not so much about the deduction, it's about making the smart deals, so you have to figure out who am I dealing with here, which is very hard to do in the game, but you have to take the hints, how players are playing so far, how many resources, how many loans they've taken. It's all about like, all the details.
And then you kind of have like a role-playing game karma track, keeping track of if you're good or if you're bad, and you could do good deeds which cost you money, which might get you towards that token that can help you get away from a Inquisition.
Everything has a consequence to the game, so you have to make sure you balance that out.
This sounds really cool. I could definitely sink my teeth into this. So again, Deal with the Devil is getting released at Essenspiel?
Yes. And something I didn't mention is a 4-player game. So it's 4 players only, because it doesn't work with less than that. We have developed it in that way because it works best in this way.
That is a bit of a tight player count. I could see this being one of those games, though, because this is kind of a heavier game, no?
Yes.
I could see this being one of those games where you specifically set aside a night to play this game and invite 4 people specifically just to play this.
Exactly. It's for a specific type of people. So if you like this kind of deeply thematic Euro-style games, then you're going to fall in love with this, and the player count won't be an issue at all. I played this game a couple of times, and it's very intense. Like you get into the theme so much that you lost track of time sometimes. So check it out at Essen for the European audience, and I think it's going to be out at PAX. For the US folks.
So December in the US, October for Europe?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. Very cool. And now we're going to take a look at Starship Captains next?
Yes, exactly. So Starship Captains is also a new release that's going to come out at Essenspiel. It's a sci-fi adventure Euro-style game with a mix of engine building and action selection. It's also something like an homage to Star Trek and all these kind of sci-fi movies. In the game, you're a newly promoted Starship Captain, and you have to take care of your crew. So there's a lot of crew management in the game. You have to maintain your ship the best way you can, and also upgrade it so that you can score the most points with a lot of combos that you can make with it. So basically, the main thing is your starship. Let's take this one. And here's your crew members. They can do different things, so that's why there's different colors, and each one of those corresponds to a different room they're activating. So in your turn, you use one of your crew members to activate one of the rooms, or you can go and complete missions. So in the various planets in the game, you'll find missions to complete, and this is one of the two things you do in your turn. In general, it's a very streamlined, and the flow is super smooth because you do only one thing in your turn, and then it moves like sort of quickly. So the red crew members can move your starship on the board. The yellow ones shoot down pirates because there's pirates in between the planets, and you need to shoot them down in order to move forward. And otherwise you get damage. But the pirates give you points and give you also artifacts that can be used for various things. Then you have the blue ones that are sort of all about the technology of the ship. You get these tech cards that are very important to do combos. So over here, you'll see like you have cards for endgame scoring, cards that give you like bonuses if you combine them well, and a lot of sort of abilities that you can use throughout the game. And then you can manage your ship by like maintaining, removing the damage and so on. And one important thing in the game is that you can train your crew. So you can spend medals to change the color of these crew members, and you can use them for various things. So when you use a crew member, you place it over here in the queue. And then at the end of the round, it will look something like this, right? Mm-hmm. So this is an android. I'll talk about it later. So at the end of the round, you do this.
Nice.
And then these three get stuck over here, and this is your available crew members for the next round. So this is the main sort of mechanic of the game. Mm-hmm. And since the game lasts for 4 rounds, you have to think about which ones you have to use in the next round versus what you need now. Also, you can promote your crew members to officers by using these rings. And this is pretty cool. This is my favorite thing in the game because apart from points, it also pushes in a new crew member of the same color and is available now. Or it gives you double the reward of the missions that you are completing with the same color. So the missions is also an important part, as you can get various rewards and you can move up the tracks. There's 3 intergalactic factions that give you several things when you move up the track, as well as points. And there's also the androids that, as you can see, they don't really, if you place them here, they don't fit in the track because they're one-use only meeples. So you can place them here to activate certain like wild sort of crew member abilities. Yeah.
Can I ask you so when you promote one of your crew members to an officer, and they give you the extra guy, if the extra crew member you get is also an officer, will it chain? Can you keep going?
No. It pushes in one of your existing crew members of the queue of the same color.
But if that crew member is also an officer, will it chain and you get to get another one back when you use them?
Oh, I haven't thought of that, but maybe that's possible. That's a good idea.
That could be amazing.
Yeah, that could be amazing. Yeah, it's not so easy to promote everybody, but if you have this strategy, I think it might work. So this game gives you a lot of different ways to score points. There's many combos you can do, and many things to explore as well on the board. Is on the light side, like it's a midway to light sci-fi game, which I think there's not a lot of them that are so like colorful and not grim and dark. This is like a colorful sort of chill a Euro-style game, very deeply thematic in the sci-fi.
It does look beautiful. I love the colors. Tell me, the spaceships right now are cardboard. Are they going to remain cardboard punch-out spaceships that you assemble, or are they going to become plastic ships in the final version?
As far as I know, this is going to be close to the final version. I don't know if they are going to change it by the end, like until Essen. But I think we have tried many different things, and this is what works best for now.
Very cool. Thank you so much for showing us these games. I'm super excited for both of them now. And I can't wait for these to come out for this. Basically, they're coming out for this holiday season, essentially.
Yeah. There's 2 great games to look forward for the fall.
So whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, or any gift-giving holiday in this holiday season, look for these for the gamers in your life, because these look freaking cool. I am really excited for these. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, share it on all forms of social media, and join me here for more content from Gen Con. Thank you, Eleni, so much.
Thank you, Joss. Enjoy the show.
Have a great con.
Thank you.